For Pablo and Isabella, the news of the impending arrival brought with it a renewed sense of purpose, a shared commitment to protect and nurture the life growing within Isabella's womb. With each passing day, Pablo redoubled his efforts, his days stretching into nights, as he worked tirelessly to provide for Isabella and their unborn child. As Isabella's pregnancy progressed, the cartel's trust in the couple grew, their roles expanding to encompass new responsibilities and dangers. With each passing day, they found themselves drawn deeper into the dark underbelly of cartel operations, their lives intertwined with the nefarious machinations of their captors. Yet, amidst the chaos and despair that surrounded them, there existed within them a flicker of hope, a steadfast belief that, against all odds, they would find a way to escape the clutches of their captors and forge a new life for themselves and their unborn child. And so, they clung to that fragile thread of hope, their hearts ablaze with the fervent belief that, in the end, love would conquer all. As they embarked on the final leg of their journey, they did so with renewed determination and unwavering resolve, their eyes fixed on the promise of a brighter tomorrow. The journey was fraught with danger and uncertainty, but the promise of freedom for their child and the hope that they could one day be free themselves drove them forward. In the tranquil confines of their humble abode in Argentina, Diego and Maya found themselves enveloped in a bittersweet reverie, their thoughts consumed by memories of their beloved son, Pablo. As they reminisced about simpler times, their hearts ached for the days spent in the cozy confines of their one-room dwelling, where laughter had echoed off the walls and love had filled the air. Maya's voice trembled with emotion as she spoke of their decision to leave behind their modest life and venture into the realm of the affluent. She lamented the loss of their former simplicity, yearning for the days when their happiness had been measured not in material wealth, but in the warmth of their togetherness. With tears glistening in her eyes, she confessed that their fateful move had unwittingly set into motion a chain of events that would forever alter the course of their lives. Diego, a man of unwavering faith, sought solace in his belief that their son's absence was but a temporary trial, a test of their resilience and resolve. With each passing day, he clung to the conviction that their family would one day be reunited, their bond stronger and more unbreakable than ever before. Drawing strength from his faith, he remained steadfast in his belief that their son was alive and well, his spirit undiminished by the passage of time. Meanwhile, Rafael Roig, Isabella's father, found himself ensnared in a web of remorse and regret, his heart heavy with the burden of missed opportunities and lost connections. In the wake of his daughter's disappearance, he was consumed by guilt, haunted by the knowledge that his own actions had driven her away. As he reflected on the choices that had led him to this moment, he vowed to make amends, to right the wrongs of the past and reclaim the love and trust of his beloved daughter. Driven by a newfound sense of purpose, Rafael launched a heartfelt plea on social media, his words a poignant reminder of the depth of his love for his daughter. With each passing day, he prayed for her safe return, his heart heavy with the weight of his longing. And as he gazed upon her image, emblazoned upon the packaging of the coffee that bore her name, he found solace in the hope that someone, somewhere, might see her face and bring her back to him. In the midst of their shared sorrow, Diego and Maya found comfort in the knowledge that they were not alone in their longing. For across the miles, Rafael's plea echoed in their hearts, a testament to the enduring power of love and the unbreakable bonds that connected them all. As the days turned into weeks, their collective prayers were answered in the most unexpected of ways. For nestled amidst the chaos of their despair, a glimmer of hope emerged, a beacon of light that illuminated the path to their reunion. And so, with hearts full of hope and anticipation, they awaited the day when their family would be whole once more, their love for one another serving as a guiding light in the darkness. As nearly 2 years passed since Isabella and Pablo went missing, their absence weighed heavily on the hearts of their loved ones. However, amidst the uncertainty and longing, a glimmer of hope emerged, a beacon of light that illuminated the path to their eventual reunion. During Isabella's pregnancy, which spanned 10 months, She was blessed with good health, spared from the usual discomforts and ailments that often accompany such a journey. She confided in Pablo, sharing that the only reassurance of their baby's well-being came when she felt the gentle movements within her womb. Isabella attributed her well-being to the prayers offered by their parents, a testament to the power of faith and divine intervention. Pablo, too, found solace in their shared belief, recognizing the profound impact of their prayers in safeguarding their family. As the time for delivery drew near, the Good Cartel, known for their generosity, provided pain-relieving medicines to ease Isabella's discomfort. With the assistance of the midwife, Isabella successfully brought their child into the world, a beautiful baby boy. Overwhelmed with gratitude and relief, Pablo and Isabella offered fervent prayers of thanks, acknowledging the divine hand that had guided them through this momentous occasion. With their newborn son cradled in their arms, Pablo and Isabella faced the joyous task of choosing a name that would embody the hope and resilience that had sustained them through their trials. Isabella, with unwavering conviction, expressed her desire to name their son Hope, believing that he would serve as a harbinger of better days to come. In this innocent child, they found the promise of a brighter future, a beacon of light to guide them through the darkness. As they embarked on this new chapter of their lives, Pablo and Isabella clung to the belief that their son would lead them to freedom, a freedom not just from their physical confines, but from the shackles of fear and uncertainty that had plagued them for so long. With hope by their side, they found renewed determination to persevere, to defy the odds and reclaim the life they had been denied. In the days that followed, as they nurtured their son and marveled at the miracle of his existence, Pablo and Isabella found solace in the simple joys of parenthood. Despite the challenges that lay ahead, they faced the future with unwavering resolve, fortified by the love and strength they drew from one another. And so, as the sun set on another day, casting its golden rays upon the horizon, Pablo, Isabella, and their precious son stood united in hope, their hearts ablaze with the promise of a brighter tomorrow. Hope, with his cherubic smile and infectious laughter, brought boundless joy to the desolate confines of the drug lab. He was the apple of everyone's eye, a ray of sunshine in the darkness that enveloped their lives. Even the hardened cartels, known for their ruthless demeanor, couldn't resist the innocent charm of the young boy. They showered him with gifts and toys, their hearts softened by the presence of this precious child. As hope grew, so did the love and affection that surrounded him. The cartels, true to their word, promised to provide books for his education, a glimmer of hope amidst the bleakness of their surroundings. Time passed swiftly, and before they knew it, Hope had turned 3 years old, an age marked by curiosity and boundless energy. One fateful day, while Isabella was resting, Hope wandered into an area where drugs were being handled. In a moment of carelessness, he accidentally ingested some of the illicit substances, causing him to lose consciousness. Isabella's heart raced with panic as she discovered her son lying on the floor, unresponsive and in distress. Frantic, she called out to Pablo, and the news spread like wildfire through the lab, sending shockwaves of fear and anxiety rippling through the community. In the midst of their despair, Pablo approached 2 of the senior cartel members, their faces etched with worry and sorrow. Tears streamed down their cheeks as they beheld the sight of Hope lying motionless on the ground. With the upper-level cartels unavailable on a Sunday, the responsibility fell on their shoulders to make a critical decision, one that could mean life or death for their beloved Hope. In their hour of desperation, Pablo and Isabella turned to prayer, seeking solace and guidance from a higher power. Their fervent pleas echoed through the silent corridors of the lab, a beacon of hope in the midst of despair. Suddenly, a glimmer of hope emerged as one of the cartels stepped forward, issuing a solemn decree of silence. No one was to speak of the incident, and immediate action would be taken to transport Hope to the hospital. With a sense of urgency, the cartel members swiftly arranged for Hope's transfer to the hospital, ensuring that he received the medical attention he desperately needed. The doctor, mindful of the influence of the cartels in Mexico, refrained from involving the authorities, opting instead to keep the matter discreet. Back at the lab, anxiety and fear gripped the hearts of everyone present. Tears flowed freely as they awaited news of Hope's condition, their thoughts consumed by worry and uncertainty. In the darkness of the night, the midwife emerged with reassuring words. Hope was a miracle child, destined to overcome whatever challenges lay ahead. As dawn broke on the horizon, Hope returned to them, sleeping peacefully in the arms of the cartel member who had accompanied him to the hospital. Relief washed over the community as they welcomed him back with open arms, their hearts overflowing with gratitude and joy. In the aftermath of the ordeal, the cartels made a solemn vow to protect Hope at all costs. From that day forward, a dedicated guardian would watch over him, ensuring his safety and well-being. It was a testament to the enduring bond forged amidst adversity, a bond that would shield Hope from harm and guide him through the trials that lay ahead. Pablo and Isabella listened intently as the long-term residents of the drug lab recounted tales of hardship and tragedy. They learned that Hope was considered extraordinarily fortunate because, in the past, others who fell ill or encountered difficulties were left to fend for themselves. Without access to proper medical care or essential medications, many had succumbed to their ailments, their lives cut short by the harsh realities of their surroundings. The stories they heard were a stark reminder of the brutal conditions that prevailed within the confines of the lab. Over the years, countless individuals had suffered silently, their pleas for help falling on deaf ears. Illnesses went untreated, injuries were left unattended, and the toll of their suffering was etched into the lines of their weary faces. As Pablo and Isabella listened to these accounts, a sense of horror and indignation welled up within them. They were appalled by the callous disregard for human life that had become the norm in such a place. How could such cruelty exist in a world that professed to value compassion and decency? Yet, amidst the despair, there was a glimmer of hope, a beacon of light in the darkness. Hope, their beloved son, had emerged unscathed from a perilous ordeal, defying the odds and demonstrating an indomitable spirit. His survival was nothing short of miraculous, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. Pablo and Isabella were filled with gratitude for the blessings bestowed upon them, knowing full well that Hope's well-being was nothing short of a divine intervention. They cherished every moment spent with their son, holding him close and whispering words of love and reassurance. In the days that followed, Hope's presence served as a source of inspiration and strength for those around him. His infectious laughter and boundless energy lifted the spirits of all who crossed his path, bringing joy and solace to hearts burdened by hardship. As they watched Hope grow and thrive, Pablo and Isabella were reminded of the power of resilience and determination. Despite the challenges they faced, they refused to succumb to despair, choosing instead to embrace hope and optimism. Their journey had been fraught with peril and uncertainty, but through it all, they had clung to each other, united in their unwavering belief that love would conquer all. And in the face of adversity, they had emerged stronger and more resilient than ever before. Hope, their precious son, was a living testament to the triumph of the human spirit, a symbol of resilience, courage, and unwavering faith. As they looked to the future, Pablo and Isabella knew that with hope by their side, they could overcome any obstacle and weather any storm. For in the end, love would always prevail, lighting the way to a brighter tomorrow. 16 years had passed since the disappearance of Pablo and Isabella, and their son Hope had grown into a young man of 15. Born into the confines of the drug lab, Hope had never known the world beyond its walls, nor had he ever laid eyes on a television screen. His entire existence had been shaped by the harsh realities of life within the confines of the lab, where survival was a daily struggle and hope a scarce commodity. Despite the challenges they faced, Pablo and Isabella had worked tirelessly to ensure that Hope received an education. With dedication and perseverance, they had taught him to read, write, and speak both English and Spanish. They had also imparted upon him the knowledge of how to navigate the digital world, recognizing that such skills would be essential for his survival should anything ever happen to them. One day, a member of the Good Cartel brought a bag of coffee adorned with Isabella's picture to the lab. As Isabella gazed upon the image of her younger self, tears welled up in her eyes, and Hope, curious, approached to see what had caused his mother's distress. Upon seeing the image on the bag, Hope felt a surge of emotions he couldn't quite comprehend. Sensing his son's confusion, Pablo and Isabella decided it was time to reveal the truth about their past. Sitting down with Hope, they recounted the story of their lives, their love for each other, their decision to leave Argentina in search of a better life, and the circumstances that had led them to the drug lab. They spoke of Hope's grandparents and uncle back home, explaining that he had a family waiting for him in the outside world. As Hope listened to their tale, a sense of sadness washed over him, mingled with a newfound longing for the family he had never known. For the first time in his life, Hope grappled with the realization that his existence had been confined to the narrow confines of the lab, far removed from the world outside. He felt a deep sense of loss for the life he had been denied, for the grandparents who had never held him in their arms, and for the uncle he had never met. As the days passed, Hope found himself consumed by thoughts of his family back home. He longed to know more about them, to hear their voices, and to feel the warmth of their embrace. Yet, at the same time, he couldn't shake the fear that they had forgotten him, that he was nothing more than a distant memory in their minds. Despite his inner turmoil, Hope remained determined to find a way to reconnect with his family. With each passing day, his resolve strengthened, fueled by a newfound sense of purpose and determination. He knew that if he wanted to reunite with his loved ones, he would have to take matters into his own hands. With Pablo and Isabella's encouragement, Hope began to explore the possibility of escaping from the lab and venturing out into the world beyond. He studied maps, learned about different regions and cities, and devised a plan to make his way back to Argentina. He knew it would be a daunting journey, fraught with danger and uncertainty, but he was willing to risk it all for the chance to be reunited with his family. As the days turned into weeks, Hope's determination only grew stronger. He knew that he would face countless obstacles along the way, but he refused to let fear or doubt hold him back. With each passing day, he took another step closer to his goal, fueled by the hope of a brighter future and the promise of a long-awaited reunion with his family. In the quiet confines of the drug lab, Hope's curiosity sparked a conversation that had long been avoided. Why hadn't his parents attempted to escape in the past 16 years? Pablo's answer was simple yet chilling. The stories of those who had tried and failed, meeting gruesome fates at the hands of the cartels, had deterred them. They couldn't risk it, especially with a young child in tow. But Hope wasn't deterred. Like his parents, he longed for freedom and he had a plan. With a determined gleam in his eye, he shared his scheme with Pablo and Isabella, cautioning them to keep it secret from everyone else. Hope revealed that he had been observing the cartel's patterns. On Sundays, when only 2 cartels worked, the tunnel's security was lax. He had even obtained a route map of the trucks that transported drugs to the USA. Hope believed that if he could slip away unnoticed, his chances of reaching the USA side and contacting his grandparents were significantly higher. However, Pablo couldn't shake his worries. The repercussions of Hope's disappearance could be dire for all of them. Hope reassured his father, outlining his plan step by step. He would stay hidden in the tunnel on Saturday, ensuring that once the cartels locked it, he wouldn't be discovered missing until Sunday. Meanwhile, Pablo and Isabella would stage an explosion in the lab using gunpowder, making it appear as though Hope had been caught in the blast. The plan was risky, but Hope's logic was sound. If the cartels believed he was dead, they would be less likely to retaliate against his parents. It was a desperate gamble, but one they were willing to take for the chance at freedom.